Yeah. Okay. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is now in session. Court is in session with the trial docket. First case is cause number M327904. Case is filed the state of Texas versus Derek D. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, is that your full name? Mr. Thomas, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Thomas, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Thomas?
Okay.
That's good. Mr. Thomas, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Todd LeBlanc. Attorney LeBlanc, how are you doing?
Good, Judge. Thank you.
Attorney LeBlanc, do you waive a record in Mr. Thomas's case?
We do, Your Honor.
State is represented in this case by Attorney Erica Porter. Attorney Porter, how are you doing?
I'm good, Your Honor.
That's good. Mr. Thomas, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Derek D. Thomas, on or about September 1st of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2A. Mr. Thomas, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Thomas, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
No contest.
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Thomas, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that says check nolo contingere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
The next document is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Mr. Thomas, before you sign an initial, all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. LeBlanc, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
I do.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Thomas, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
You are. State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's number 2, the probable cause affidavit. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, we do.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objections. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. LeBlanc, you've advised and counseled Mr. Thomas, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
Mr. Thomas, your attorney, Mr. LeBlanc, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea of of guilty or no contest, the state is offered 5 days in jail in Jefferson County Correctional Facility, credit for 5 days, tax and retired court costs.
Mr. Thomas, the state is offering that you serve 5 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 5 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court cost in this case is $337, but you will not have to pay the court cost of $337 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Mr. Thomas, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Mr. Thomas, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Thomas, this will conclude your case. You're going to stand on the X next to your attorney and follow the direction of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.